Hello. Today is Wednesday, August 7th, 2024. This is a sideshow, and I'm Theodore Parker, coming to you from Lexington, Kentucky. In the weather, today the high will be around 87 degrees. Currently, the temperature is around 75. Afternoon showers. Highs in the upper 80s and lows in the upper 60s. Rain possible this afternoon, 51%. Charleston drowns under Debbie's deluge. A little cooler than yesterday, down by 7 degrees. Sunrise today was at 6:46 a.m. and sunset will be at 8:40 p.m. Wind around 3 miles per hour. The AQI is moderate at 77. Pollen is moderate also. As I said, this is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. And if you're watching the sideshow on Facebook and Instagram, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Talk about it on WhatsApp. If you're watching the sideshow on YouTube, like, comment, share, and ring the bell, subscribe. The Sideshow Coffee Cup. Buy from me for $17 plus shipping and handling. Pay me through Cash App. My Cash App tag is $TR Parker1. And that price is good around the world. Today, Wednesday, August 7th, 2024, items in the news. Gator strolls through storm in wild encounter, South Carolina. I forgot about Hilton Head, but this is the first time I've heard of gators in South Carolina. Surprise tornado does damage in Buffalo, New York. And at the headlines, as of yesterday, Tuesday, Harris picks running mate. Her choice for running mate was Governor Tim Walz, W-A-L-Z, Minnesota governor. Tim Walz is Minnesota's 41st governor. He was elected governor in 2018 and won re-election in 2022. So, since they already are on the campaign trail with the list of cities that they plan to visit, Vice President Harris bidding for the presidency and her running mate Tim Walz, this would be a good time to find out as much as we can about Tim Walz, because I'm quite sure the pace is going to accelerate and a lot is going to be said. And former President Trump is known for his misstating of the facts. So while the opportunity is here, let's take advantage. Vice President Kamala Harris has decided on Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate in her bid for the White House. The 60-year-old Democrat and military veteran rose to the forefront with a series of plain-spoken television appearances in the days after President Joe Biden decided not to seek a second term. He has made his state a bastion of liberal policy, and this year, one of the few states to protect fans buying tickets online for Taylor Swift concerts and other live events. So, Walz comes from rural America. It would be hard to find a more vivid representative of the American heartland than Walz. Born in West Point, Nebraska, a community of about 3,500 people, northwest of Omaha, Walls joined the Army National Guard and became a teacher in Nebraska. He and his wife moved to Mankato in southern Minnesota in the 1990s. That's where he taught social studies and coached football at Mankato West High School, Mankato, including for the 1999 team that won the first of the school's 4 state championships. He still points to his Union membership there. Walls served 24 years in the Army National Guard, rising to Command Sergeant Major, one of the highest enlisted ranks in the military, although he didn't complete all the training before he retired, so his rank for benefits purposes was set at Master Sergeant. He has a proven ability to connect with conservative voters. In his first race for Congress, Walls upset a Republican incumbent. That was in 2006, when he won in a largely rural southern Minnesota congressional district against 6th-term Representative Gil Kutanek. Walls capitalized on voter anger with then-President George W. Bush in the Iraq War. During 6 terms in the U.S. House, Walls championed veterans' issues. He's also shown a down-to-earth side, partly through social media video posts with his daughter Hope. One last fall showed them trying a Minnesota State Fair ride, the Slingshot, after they bantered about fair food and her being a vegetarian. He could help the ticket in key Midwestern states. While Walls isn't from one of the crucial blue wall states of Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, where both sides believe they need to win, he's right next door. He also could ensure that Minnesota stays in the hands of Democrats. That's important because former President Donald Trump has portrayed Minnesota as being in play this year, even though the state hasn't elected a Republican to statewide office since 2006. A GOP presidential candidate hasn't carried the state since President Richard Nixon's landslide in 1972. But Trump has already campaigned there. When Democratic Governor Mark Dayton decided not to seek a 3rd term in 2018, Walls campaigned and won the office on a One Minnesota theme. Walls also speaks comfortably about issues that matter to voters in the Rust Belt. He's been a champion of Democratic causes, including union organizing, workers' rights, and a $15 an hour minimum wage. He has experience with divided government. In his first term as governor, Walls faced a legislature split between a Democratic-led House and a Republican-controlled Senate that resisted his proposals to use higher taxes to boost money for schools, healthcare, and roads. But he and lawmakers brokered compromises that made the state's divided government still seem productive. Bipartisan cooperation became tougher during his second year as he used the governor's emergency power during the COVID-19 pandemic to shutter businesses and close schools. Republicans pushed back and forced out some agency heads. Republicans also remain critical of Walls over what they see as his slow response to sometimes violent unrest that followed the murder of George Floyd by a Minneapolis police officer in 2020. Things got easier for Walls in his second term after he defeated Republican Scott Jensen, a physician known nationally as a vaccine skeptic. Democrats gained control of both legislative chambers, clearing the way for a more liberal course in state government, aided by a huge budget surplus. Walls and lawmakers eliminated nearly all of the state abortion restrictions enacted in the past by Republicans, protected gender-affirming care for transgender youth, and legalized the recreational use of marijuana. Rejecting Republican pleas that the state budget surplus be used to cut taxes, Democrats funded free school meals for children, free tuition at public colleges for students and families earning under $80,000 a year, a paid family and medical leave program, and health insurance coverage regardless of a person's immigration status. He has an ear for soundbite politics. Walz called Republican nominee Donald Trump and running mate J.D. Vance just weird in an MSNBC interview last month, and the Democratic Governors Association, which Walz chairs, amplified the point in a post on X. Walz later reiterated the characterization on CNN, citing Trump's repeated mentions of the fictional serial killer Hannibal Lecter from the film Silence of the Lambs in stump speeches. The word quickly morphed into a theme for Harris and other Democrats, and has a chance to be a watchword of the undoubtedly weird 2024 election. So, there you have it. On the campaign trail as of yesterday, Harris, Walz. Olympics. And this was a combo effort coming from WDBJ7 TV, Associated Press, and Steve Konowski and John Hanna. So credit to them for their attention to detail on that article about Tim Walz on the ticket with Kamala Harris, President and Vice President for the United States of America, campaign trail, voting in November. And as the Olympics continue, what did you see? Well, it's being broadcast 3 times every 24 hours, early afternoon, evening, and then overnight. That's probably due to the time zones and time difference. So, where are we now? 10 countries have won medals at the 2024 Olympics in Paris. As follows: USA, 86 total. China, 59 total. Australia, 36 total. France, 48 total. United Kingdom, 46 total. South Korea, 26 total. Japan, 29 total. Italy, 26 total. Netherlands, 19 total. Germany, 17 total. Canada, 18 total. Brazil, 13 total. Spain, 10 total. And events that I saw and some other stuff. Which sport will be dropped from the 2024 Olympics? Well, this was all decided early on, but here we are. It was announced in 2016 that baseball and softball would both return to Olympic sports status from the 2020 Tokyo Games, which were held in 2021 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The 2 sports were then dropped from the 2024 Games in Paris, but reinstated for the 2028 Los Angeles Games. Excuse me. Which, by the way, Little League is going on, and when I looked the other day, Delaware was playing Washington, D.C. I had to laugh. Delaware playing Washington, D.C. Why is karate not in the 2024 Olympics? According to Reuters, karate was rejected from past Olympic bids because organizers said the sport lacked entertainment value and the ability to attract a younger audience. The latter sentiment is hard to argue against, as the kata division, where Athletes execute a series of fixed defensive and offensive moves, and then it kind of just trails off, and I couldn't get any more than that. What are the 5 new sports for 2024 Olympics? The Paris 2024 Olympics will feature several new and new-ish sports: breaking, commonly referred to as break dancing, skateboarding, surfing, sport climbing, and 3-on-3 basketball. I don't think the breaking has come up yet. Skateboarding yesterday, and medal winners, 2 14-year-olds and a 16-year-old. And in her interview, one of the 14-year-olds said that she started on the skateboard at around 2 or 3. And the person that was doing the interview said, why walk when you can skate? But sure enough, there was a video clip of her getting on a skateboard as a little girl with a dress on at a skate park. So, take it for what it's worth. Surfing, coming to you from Tahiti. And sport climbing, problem solved. And 3-on-3 basketball, referencing pickup games on the street level. And there is an article called Break It Down, New Sports at the Paris 2024 Olympics, which gives details as to how each sport is scored, what is expected of the competitors, and areas locally here in the United States where you can get orientated, educated, and schooled on how each of those sports are performed. Break It Down, New Sports at the Paris 2024 Olympics is the title of that article. And before it's said and done, a few things I just wanted to make you aware of. Simone Biles in the air. When she's performing the vault and uses an apparatus, her air is 12.5 feet. For visual reference, the basketball rim is 10 feet all the time, everywhere. So maybe the top of the backboard would be 12.5 feet. And on a floor routine, 8 feet in the air, which means that if you were walking on the street, that she could come up behind you, flip over you, say hi, and land in front of you. I'm just saying. Diving from the 10-meter platform. Whatever the difficulty of the routine, it's done in less than 2 seconds in the air and hitting the water at around 47 kilometers per hour, almost 50 miles per hour. What is desirable is little or no splash upon entry. So even if you don't know what's going on, if you go, then you've seen it, but with what was supposed to be happening. Track and field. Quarter mile once around the track. And for reference, for city folks, generally speaking, it's a quarter mile between traffic lights. Comparing cities, New York, Paris, London. New York with 8.1 million, living in 826 square kilometers of space. Paris with 2.1 million, living in 105 square kilometers of space. London with 7.3 million, living in 1,590 square kilometers of space. And it always amazes me that the United Kingdom is an island, considering their given history. And central Tokyo, 8.1 million in 616 square kilometers of space. I think that's everything I had to say for now. That's it. Hashtag